Okay, so here we have your new iPad Pro. It's here. It looks just like the one you had before. This is your iPad Pencil, and notice that the back removes to reveal the part where you charge and pair your iPad with your Apple Pencil. You also have a lightning cable, and you have an adapter. This adapter is what's going to allow you to charge your Apple Pencil. So this is how you do it. You take your Apple Pencil, remove the back end, and if you look at this very carefully, right here, you see that little dot. Let me see. Can you see it? There is a dot there. That's the dot that goes into your Apple Pencil. So I'm going to connect it, and I'm going to put it in there. And you can see, hopefully you can see the dot a little more clearly. Now I can hook this up, and now I'm charging this pencil. So to stop, you do this, you put this back, and make sure you hear a little click. Let me do this. I hope you're hearing that click. When you're done charging, put this away, keep track of this. It's very easy to lose it. Your Apple Pencil also came with a spare tip. It's a tiny little tip. It will replace this one right here as it gets worn out. I'm keeping it only because it's hard to keep track of this tiny little part. Whenever you're ready for your replacement, let me know and I'll be happy to hand it over to you. And this is the reason we got new iPad Pros, is that you can pair your Apple Pencil to your iPad Pro. And this is how you do it. You simply put this here in the same port that you used to charge it. You put your pencil. And let me see if I can do it. Put it in there, wait a few minutes. A little message will come up on top of on your screen asking if you want to pair it up, and you will say yes. Okay, so once you start your iPad, this is the screen that you will see, and of course you will have to slide down here to start. Select English. You're in the United States, of course. Choose another network. We all go in SA, always. And here's where the fun commences. And enable location services. Always create a password. Here you can click on, it's giving you a default 6-digit one. I consider that to be a little too much. So here you can click on passcode options. You see it. And I would change it to a 4-digit numeric code. But you have options. It's whatever you want. Please add a passcode. The only option I recommend you stay away from is not adding a passcode. So I'm going to change to 4, and that changes. And for this demonstration, I'm going to make it 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you sure you want to use this code? It's telling me that it's kind of silly, but I'm going to go with yes. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, restore. And of course here we're going to restore from iTunes, right? Because that's where we backed it up to. So we're going to do this, and it's going to connect to iTunes. So now I go to my screen in my computer, and I proceed from there. And now you can see that I'm continuing the process in my laptop. So it says, welcome to your new iPad, set up as a new iPad, restore from this backup. Of course, it's gonna go with Sidon. I'm gonna click continue. And you have no choice. You can read this, you can print it out, you can do whatever you want, but you cannot go on unless you click here and then here. And it will start doing it. It will tell me how long it will take. In some cases, it will be a few seconds. In some cases, it will be a long time. It depends on how much material you had before. I suspect in my case, it's going to be a lot longer than 3 minutes. This is why we're hoping to help you do this independently, but of course you can always reach out to any of us and do a one-on-one session or come to a few of the ones that we'll be offering throughout the coming weeks. And you can see that it says leave your iPad connected. It will be appearing in the iTunes window after it restarts. That means your iPad is restarting right now. And if you look at it right now, you should be seeing a little white apple. And that's the only thing you see on a black screen. Okay, so this will happen to most of you, and what you do is you slide your iPad screen like I showed you before. You enter your code, in my case 1234, and I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna go with update, right? So it's updating software for your iPad. This is fun. I'm going to continue, and this icon you should be familiar with that says that something is happening with my iPad, and it says on my iPad that the update has been completed. I'm going to take a picture of that screen so I can include it in here, and I will hit continue. Your iPad might go through a couple of power cycles, meaning it will turn itself off, it will turn itself on. You will see that white apple show up a couple times, maybe, with the progress little line underneath it. Just be patient, don't unplug anything. Keep an eye on it. At some point, it might ask you again to unlock it. But for now, just sit tight and let it do its thing. You can always see what the status is because this icon comes and goes as the iPad turns itself on and off while updating its software. I am now going to click on it just to see what the status is. Okay. And of course, it has never been backed up because I am just restoring it from my old iPad. This is a serial number that is going to be associated with that form that you signed. That's why it's important that when you set up your iPad, you log in with your St. Andrews ID. So because the software, it's asking us to set it up, and I'm gonna enter my passcode 1234, right? This is where we were before. I'm going to click next. It's retrieving my configuration, and it says it's configuring my iPad. St. Andrews is already doing this. I will click next. My username has to be my school ID, so it's Saiden. So here I'm gonna enter my password, and when you enter your password, it's the same password that you use for your laptop login and for your internet services login. So this is logging in. It's now configuring it. And now it's asking for my Apple ID. Notice that this is clearly not my St. Andrews account, right? This is the Apple ID that I told you had to have handy. I'm going to enter my password. Remember that we cannot help you with this password. In fact, nobody can, so be careful with this. I'm going to hit next, and it's updating my iCloud settings. I would not do this right now, so I would do this. Welcome to iPad, get started, and now you see that these things are grayed out only because it's still updating them.